Row 10, 97, Mikhail Bogdanov and Damian Wisnicki, number 41. And on the final row of the grid, row 11, starting 21st and 22nd, Daniel Luco, number 51, and Javier Gonzalez in cart, number 91.
Fascinating prospect, no question about it, because Thomas Preining on pole position is a match for anybody when he's going well. David Wood has showed us how good he was last time out. Janie Jar been solid throughout this event and solid through the season. Max Timmermans, in my opinion, racing the best racing of his career, and I have seen him for 2 or 3 seasons. Juan Manuel Correa, I don't see race quite so much, but very impressed how well he qualified to get that third row start. He's alongside Matthias Christensen, who had a great outing last time out. Philipp Hamprecht been also much improved, the German driver, although I don't think he's been quite at his best in this particular outing. Lorenzo Van Riet, Finlay Hutchinson and Richard Verschoor completing the top 10. I believe this is going to be a humdinger of a race, and remember guys, it's a 6-lapper for the juniors. They're lapping in about 57 seconds, 58 seconds, the juniors, 57 seconds or so, and there's only 6 laps, so one ugly mistake early on and you're pretty much doomed to not have the time to put it right. So a mouth-watering prospect indeed. Thomas Preining, based here in the United Kingdom, driving out of the Pro Train awning, but comes from Linz in Austria, the home of Rotax. This, the Rotax Euro Challenge. Well, I'm Ken Walker, sitting here with my colleague Chris Hartley, and it's Chris who's going to call this one for you.
Thanks very much, Ken. Yeah, they're just starting to back them up now as we go towards the end of the second formation lap, ready for the rolling start. Just a 6-lap heat this for the juniors, and in the races they've been lapping today in and around the 58, high 58 and low 59 seconds for the very quickest drivers. Their average speed has been 84 kilometres an hour. In the DD2 class, they've been getting close to 90 kilometres an hour average speed. And as I've said already this weekend, bearing in mind there's a couple of hairpins and a couple of very tight corners in the second half of the lap, that's an impressive average speed. Right, Tommy Preining then leading them around. He has had a 5th place finish already today. Went backwards a little bit from the front row earlier on. Can he make it count this time? They go under the line, but it's a full start. They're not through. It's too widely split the pack, and they'll be sent back around ready for another rolling start. Too fast, too spread out, not tidy enough. So Tommy Preining from the front row, from second on the grid in his earlier race, got 5th place. 5th place is a good result, but you always want to go forwards or at least hold your position. He has looked really competitive so far this weekend. It was a fraction away from getting pole position. Just nicked by, what was it, a thousandth of a second or something, wasn't it, yesterday, by Josh Price?
That's it. Chris, it's not the sort of statistic we keep, but on our own memory, I think we can safely call this the series round in which there's been the most aborted starts. And I have to say, looking back over the 10 years, I really can't remember. This is race 11. I cannot remember a situation when we've had so many aborted starts in 11 races. I bet we've had round about 10 abortions because we've had some 2s and 3s. So hopefully that's going to be put at an end now. We try again.
Okay, you can just see them coming into your shot then. If you're watching online, this is towards the end of the lap through turn 12. Just off shot is turn 13, the left-hander, and the corner you're looking at is turn 14, the final corner onto the start-finish line. To the left of your shot there, number 12, Tommy Preining, the Austrian driver on pole position. The British driver, David Wood, is alongside him. This looks better, and it looks like a start this time. Tommy Preining's got a great start, and he squeezes through into the lead of the race, and he's taken Jay Nijar with him. Jay has already had a good result today with a third place finish. He's there in second position. So the one falling back was David Wood. They come over the bridge for the first time. There's been a bit of tanglement further back down through turn 3. 1 and 2 running on the grass coming out of turn 5. One of them being the number 80 cart, which took a bumpy ride, Richard Verschoor. Preining leads, Nijar second. In third place then it is the number 86 carts of Juan Manuel Correa doing well. David Wood has dropped back to 4th place, and he's coming under attack on the way through turn 8. So the top 3 have got themselves a bit of a gap here. Correa's had a good start to the race, hasn't he? From 5th on the grid, he's got 2 places. He's up into 3rd position. That's turn 10, filtering through then. Through the last couple of corners they go. two more left-handers and into the right-hander through turn number 14. And Tommy Prining with a perfect start there, leading the way, as you so often see in kart racing with rolling starts. If the pole position driver gets a good start, the one in third place gets a good start as well, because they're right behind. They're just glued to the rear bumper of the pole sitter, and they squeeze out the second place driver, and that's why David Wooder, at the end of lap number 1, finds himself back in 5th place. He's also lost another one now to Max Timmermans. So Prining, Najjar, Correa, Timmermans, and then Wooder, the top 5 as they go into the hairpin section for the second time, Ken.
Yeah, in the light of what you say, the fact that Tommy Prining got such a good start and Jay Najjar, as so often happens, as you say, went with him, it just underlines what a great little drive in the first part of the race from originally from South America, now based in the United States, Juan Manuel Correa, and he's actually closing a little bit on the guys in front, albeit it's only Tommy Prining and Jay Najjar that's gone quicker than 60 seconds, so they are quicker than everyone else, but to the naked eye, it does. Oh, and we've got one of our, can we see on screen who that is? One of our front runners who's just ground to a halt. Let's have a look who that was.
Tommy Prining.
Tommy Prining just going to the side of the track, and you see now Thomas Prining, your race leader and pole sitter, is just working on that penultimate turn just to try to get himself sorted, has to give second best and walk away. You can feel the frustration even if you have no real affiliation with Thomas. Very, very unfortunate. Jay Najjar now the leader from Juan Manuel Correa, and Dave Wooder third.
Lorenzo Van Riet is 4th. He's got them queuing up behind him there in the number 49 cart. Christensen and Hamprecht trying to find a way through. And as well, the number 67 cart, which is being driven by Eric Stahl. Now, Eric Stahl has come up all the way from 16th on the grid, and he's just outside the top 6 at the moment. So, having a really good run in the number 67 cart. Dry Spring and Issa also in the top 10 have made a bit of progress in this race. Jay Najjar then goes over the line, leading the way. He's threatened a good result, a really good result in the championship in the first 2 rounds in Belgium and Italy. It's not quite materialised, but he's had a really good start to the weekend with a 3rd place finish already. He leads his second race of the weekend, and he leads it by about half a second. Juan Manuel Correa is in second place at the moment, but David Wooder is the quicker driver, and from a long way back he launches one down the inside of the hairpin and goes through to second place. He was about 4 kart lengths back, wasn't he, at the start of all that? There's lots of tanglement going on further behind.
Yeah, I have to say that looked a little bit of inexperience showing there from Juan Manuel Correa, or credit to Dave Wooder, he didn't mess around, he just went for it. I love this word of yours, Chris, tanglement. It ideally epitomises just what's happening out there. A lot of this little, well, shall we say, incidental contact or incidental plus. Out comes the black and white driving standards flag. This time it's Philip Hamprecht picking it up. Philip Hamprecht is running 7th, so he is in that tanglement area, and the officials have seen something from the German that they didn't like. This is lap 5.
Yeah, been 1 or 2 bits of contact out there in the early stages of this race, not amongst the front runners, but a bit further back inside the top 10. He's settling down a little bit now, though. Jay Najjar, half a second clear at the start of the lap. Nothing like half a second a lap clear now, though, because a really good start to this 5th lap of the race has been David Wooder, who's brought the gap down from 5 tenths to about 2 tenths of a second already. We're only halfway around the lap. They're leaving behind them Juan Manuel Correa. Number 46 then running next up is Matthias Christensen, right up there in the championship this year. Max Timmermans, number 77, is 5th. Philip Hamprecht is 6th. Then it's Lawrence Van Riet, and into 8th place now has come the number 90 cart of Finlay Hutchinson. Lars Lamberel, winner of the last round, down in 14th place.
I was just going to say to you, the enigma that is Lars Lamberel continues. We know he's better than that when he is having an on day. He climbs a couple of places to 12th, but this is the last lap, so that's about as far as he's going.
Jay Najjar really having to defend on the way into turn 3 because David Wooder was trying to prize a way through. He's defending on the inside line on the way into the hairpin now. David Wooder's got his nose in front, but he's on the outside line. Can he cut back across? No, the line is covered on the way out of the corner, so we'll try the outside line here. Be careful not to allow the 3rd place cart, driven by Juan Manuel Correa, to close up to you, because he's doing it. And a bit of contact there on the way in towards turn 8, but still Jay Najjar desperately clinging onto the lead of the race. David Wooder coming at him now on the way into the right-hander at turn number 10. I think it's just about squeezed through. They go out of our sight. It's nip and tuck we'll have to wait now to see who comes back out in front because we can't see from the box. And it looks like Wood has gone through. And Jane Najjar, I think, has lost another place down to third position. So Correa gets through as well. And with less than half a lap to go, no, Correa it is that comes through out on top. So it's Correa that got past the pair of them. David Wood at second. He gained one, he lost one. He stays in second place. And Jane Najjar, with 3 corners to go, is leading the race. In third position is where he comes home in the end, ahead of Christensen, Timmermans and Hamprecht. So frustratingly, the bit of the course that we can't see, we had to wait for them to emerge. And clearly David Wood having a big go there, Ken, at Jane Najjar, and they held each other up. And at the start of the lap, look, Correa was, what was he, 6 car lengths back, and he ends up winning the race.
Maybe 8 even. I have to say, Chris, we talked about the victory of Lars Lamberel achieved when Guan Yu Zhou and Connor Jupp, was it, who had that little coming together, born by this sort of defensive driving late on. I do understand why you would choose to do it. It's a sensible tactic, but get it wrong and you throw a lot away. Now, we didn't see it. We don't know how that came about, but I know that there was a lot of, I look over my left shoulder, I look over my right shoulder, I move to my right on the track, I move to my left on the track. They dissipated out of our sight doing that, and when they re-emerged, it's the American Juan Manuel Correa who takes the victory. Tell you what, let's look on the plus side. When did we last see an American driver win a race in the United Kingdom? I think Santino Ferrucci was a race winner when he was based here in the United Kingdom, but many congratulations to Juan Manuel Correa. He can go home telling these guys in North America, you know what? I won a race in Europe, I won a race in England in the Rotax Euro Challenge. So he did. Dave Wooder came second, Jane Najjar third. Do you want to pick up on screen the top dozen or so, Chris?
Yeah, there you go. Confirmation of the provisional results. Correa, Wooder and Najjar all swapping around on that final lap. Christensen, another good result for the Danish driver. He's already had a 4th place.
He's been very spirited, hasn't he, in his driving, but cleanly so.
Yeah, he's 7th in the championship, so he's still a contender. He's had 2 4ths today then. Sun's come out now for the first time today. It's been taking a while to get going. It's not bad, is it, when this is the worst day weather-wise that you've had in July? But it's still warm, it's warming up, and the sun breaking through now the clouds. Hamprecht, Hutchinson, Van Riet, Verschoor and Drees being rendered out the top 10. Issa was 11th, Lamberel was 12th, so he picked up a couple of places in the end. And Eric Stahl, who made a great start to the race.
Yeah, good drive by Eric Stahl, and it's a shame in a way that having done all that good work he fell to 14th. But the real commiserations, your pole sitter and race leader Tommy Preining, going out for some reason, he may have shed a chain, I don't know what it was, but very early on, in fact it was only on lap 2, towards the end of lap 2, Thomas Preining going out. He really must feel absolutely gutted, but hey, that's racing, and the good news, he's got some more heats today and he's got racing tomorrow, so he's still in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely, don't give up, get a couple more good results, sneak into the pre-final, can be done, and he can go forward from there and still end up with a good weekend. So it's disheartening, but it certainly doesn't mark the end of his attack this weekend. So Tommy Preining will be desperate to get back out there and pick up a good result later on this afternoon. More junior racing to come in a moment or two's time, because we've got our next heat coming up. That was race number 11. Race number 12 getting underway at 14:20. So in 6.5 minutes' time, the car keen on a couple of classes or a certain class in which you want to watch your drivers. Well, we're on juniors at the moment. DD2 will be the next 2 races after this. So race 13